oh, but I trained legs yesterday. I'm going to train my chest today. I'm going to train my shoulders, and I'm going to just switch my body parts. Still not a good excuse, and still not good enough. You got to remember there's only one neurological system that fires your body. Neurological system is your brain, your spine, all the nerves that are involved, and that has to fire all day long. So the more you strain that, the more you're overloading your system. So regardless of whether you're switching body parts every single day and you're going to try and train 6 or 7 days a week, what you're doing is you're overstraining, overstressing your actual system.
Which trainers, you got to stop that shit. Stop with the constant pushing exercises. They'll kill your shoulder. For instance, I've seen so many people do push-ups and then shoulder press and then bench press. And that's not a circuit, man. You're going to deteriorate your joints. You have the best benefit for a circuit is to do crossbody, maybe do an upper lower
Think
or
your body
a push.
is an X.
You think your body is an X.
Boom.
Stop killing
Boom.
your joints. Welcome everybody to the Behind the Strength podcast. I am Carlo Balagase.
I'm Christian Alvarez. We're bringing you health, wealth, and peace of mind. Today we're going to be talking about the people who are redlining their body, pushing their body to the limit every day. We're talking about the people who overtrain.
We see this a lot, especially in the new type of gyms these days, the conditioning / functional fitness, CrossFit, cross-training gyms.
A lot of people often come up to me, or even I'm sure you've heard that, hey, I no longer get sore. Does that mean that I'm not, having an effective workout, or does that mean my workouts aren't effective? Does that mean I need to go harder or go longer or, train 7 days a week?
Yeah, isn't it crazy the natural human instinct to, if you're missing out something, you have to go fucking 10 times harder, more. Let's go more. If I'm not feeling this or I'm not getting the same results, I got to go 30 times more. So maybe I could get back to the results that I was getting before.
Yeah, for sure.
When in reality, you're actually most likely going to do yourself a disservice and you're actually hurting yourself. Maybe not now, but pretty goddamn soon you're going to be killing yourself.
When you're working out, what you're really doing is you're actually you're lengthening, or you're contracting a muscle and you're lengthening a muscle. Essentially what you're doing is you're breaking down muscle fibers when you're actually working them, causing little micro tears, not enough that we're literally microscopic tears in the muscle. So in the hopes of obviously recovering those muscles with due rest and nutrition and the nutrients, to be able to grow stronger, to respond better, to do what we ask of it to do. So when we get sore now, that is a byproduct of the toxins that are released in our body, right? So lactic acid builds up in the muscle as you're training it, kind of like a way for the body to say, hey, stop, you're hurting me, or that's too much, or you're overstressing it. The body likes to be in a state of homeostasis, so which means in a steady state.
Yeah.
And oftentimes, any stressor you give it, it kind of gives you some sort of alarm. The body's smart that way. So lactic acid is kind of one of those things, and it just builds up in the muscle. Now, we can train our body to withstand more of it.
And how do you do that?
And basically, so you're doing it all the time. If you're regularly training and working out, and you're doing the same routines and working out the same way, the sets and reps that you usually do, then that's essentially what you're doing, is you're getting the muscle accustomed.
The more you train, for instance, in a bodybuilding type workouts where you're just working, say, a chest and arm day, right? Just as your body gets adapted to the weight, that now it could do more reps, it could do a little bit more weight.
Yep.
Now you're saying your body could adapt to the lactic acid threshold, meaning it could take on a little bit more work for a longer duration of time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So understand, guys, that the body does not know sets. It doesn't know reps. It does not know weight, believe it or not. So can't tell the difference between a 10-pound or a 50-pound weight. All it knows is that either one, I can respond to it and lift it or carry it, or two, I can't. How it knows the stress factor, or how it judges the stress factor, is really time under tension. Okay. So meaning, what they used to say in old doctrine of that, the perfect rep is 3 seconds. One up, one hold, one down, right?
So you're saying one up as you come up, say for a bicep curl. Yeah. 1 second, 1 second hold.
1 second and one down.
And one
so
down.
They,
So
like
3
a 3 second.
One,
yeah. So they said that's
two,
like the perfect rep.
3.
But there's so many ways you can do a rep. And
that's the
so
perfect
many...
rep for a standard weight training
This
rep.
is old weight training doctrine,
Yeah,
right?
because now the people have experimented with different things like
This
quickly
is-
up, slow,
And
slow,
this is
slow
what I was going to
down.
say to you next is that, you know what, there are many ways to train. So understand that it's not just about how much you train as much as the intelligence you put into your workouts.
It's how you structure it. I mean, a lot of people, and you probably see this a lot too, man. A lot of people forget that there's so many different stimuluses within the workout.
Yeah.
Like you said, reps,
Yeah.
the amount of weight,
Yep.
the angles that you're hitting,
Yes.
the force that
Yep.
you're pushing with or pulling with.
And
right?
and remember too that with different types of workouts, you're going to get a different effect. So let's take, for example, a circuit-based workout. Stop, go. And you're using your full body. You're using different ranges of motion instead of just one plane. Obviously, it's going to feel a lot different. Your body's going to feel more exhausted. You might be sweating buckets, and you might just be like planted on the ground by the end of it.
Yeah.
Whereas the person that's going to sit there and do a chest workout or a bicep workout is not going to feel that same exhaustion, so to speak, and that same sort of drenched sweat, but they will feel a massive pump in that local area. That's a localized workout. So you guys have to understand that there is a difference. I'm not going to say one is better for the other. It's based on what your goal is.
So I think where a lot of people are coming from, and I fall victim to this too, is that it's the feedback, right? It's the feedback that you did a good exercise. I think that's what people are looking for.
That you
right?
did a good workout.
Yeah. So if it's just like the reason why they fucking put bubbles in shampoo.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Right. Remember that?
Yeah, the method.
The reason why they put bubbles in shampoo, bubbles don't do shit for you.
No, it
actually.
makes you feel like it's
It
cleaning
makes
something.
you feel, so they put that, the mint and stuff like that. So it makes people feel that it's clean
It's
and
cleaner.
that cool breeze air.
Yes.
That actually does nothing for you. And
No.
and for you listening, the reason why companies put that in is because the feedback. It's the same thing as brushing your teeth. That cool mint and that
It makes
that
you feel
bubbly-
fresher
It makes
and
you feel like, oh, look,
I cleaned it. Yeah.
that was a marketing ploy, but the same thing. We're so conditioned to get immediate feedback or some sort of feedback with our efforts that if we don't get it,
Well,
we're either doing something wrong.
It's funny.
We didn't do enough.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
Yeah.
Sweating does not equate to actual hard work or work output of the body. It doesn't mean calories burned.
Yeah, man.
Just because you heat up a little bit. Now, there is a little bit of a thermogenic effect, but if you're just literally sitting there and you're lazy and you're fat and you're just sweating there, it's not the same effect as somebody that's moving their body.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Moving their body and actually activating muscles and burning calories.
Yeah, your body's trying to
There's
cool
a huge
itself
difference.
down because
Yes.
of all the work that you're putting in. There's a difference.
And now
Yeah.
some people obviously generate more body heat than others, right? Just standing there, somebody could just, get into a pile of sweat. I could eat and sweat. Everybody knows
buffet
that.
sweats. Woo!
Oh, yeah.
Master
Head,
at that.
just head, yeah.
This
is the
guy with hot
master.
sauce, man. This guy's him
everything.
and C's. You and C's
Oh,
are
yeah.
crazy.
So that doesn't necessarily mean we're sitting there burning calories or we're working harder. So just remember that, guys. That's not necessarily your best gauge of I'm working out hard. And definitely neither should be I'm not sore today. Because you know what? Soreness can come in different ways too.
Yep.
So when I say this, most often than not, a beginner, when I say a beginner, somebody within the first year of working out, you're a beginner. If you're within that first year, chances are your small little tendons and ligaments are going to be a lot more sore than the actual muscles itself. You have to remember that muscles were made to take a load over time, especially. But tendons and ligaments were not meant to take that same load.
Oh, they're not supposed to.
And they're smaller, right? So,
Yeah.
so a lot of times where people will feel sore is in the areas of attachments and.
Oh yeah,
and-
especially like I told you, I did a workout last week with Kagan, and I swear to God, I didn't even do biceps.
Right.
I was just doing a seated pull down, a close grip pull down, and literally the next day. Like I woke up in the middle of the night and my tendon here was so sore.
You couldn't extend your arm.
I couldn't extend my arm. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's true. You got to watch that shit.
Yeah, you have to watch
You have to differentiate what the real soreness of the muscle versus the tendons and joints.
Yeah, and naturally, like if you're somebody that just started working out, right? You're gonna naturally be a lot more sore than had you have the person that's put in more time. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going harder. Necessarily mean that you're burning more calories. It's just that your body's not accustomed to taking the load, the stress, And obviously, lactic acid buildup is going to be very new to you. So it's going to wake you up.
So, question for you, Christian. Because I'm not sore, right? I've been working out for a few months now. I've been doing the bodybuilding style, for instance.
Yeah.
You know, the bro split, shoulders,
Yeah,
legs,
chest.
chest, all that stuff, which a lot of people get into initially, right?
Of
Because
course.
it's a bit easier. It gets you into the gym a little bit more softer than high intensity, which a lot of people can't do initially because
Of course.
it's hard. So if I'm doing it for a few months now and I don't find myself sore, so does that, you're saying that means that my body is now adapting?
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to give you guys a little key secret. All professional athletes do this. Any intelligent trainer will do this. We periodize.
Ooh, what's periodize?
Period.
Meaning period, like the
Periodize.
period, the women period.
No.
Oh
man.
no, okay, what's
This
that?
is like building block stuff. It's kind of like when you build a house, you build a house in phases, you know?
Yes.
You got to lay out the foundation before you put up the walls and so on and so forth. So same thing with building a body and building, your physique. You have to lay your foundation. You have to build your body in phases. So that's what we call periodization. So meaning, should you be doing the same workouts if a year later? Should you be doing the same workouts that you were doing from day one? Absolutely not. To us, it's all about number one, obviously, just like looking where you're at in your development and seeing where you want to go with it.
Yes.
Okay, so where you're at, where you want to go with it.
Yeah.
And then after that is really, a lot of it is breaking down in segments. And this is where it can be real fun. So a lot of times too, guys, let's face it, we get a little stagnant, we get a little bored in the gym, right? Girls, same thing, right? And you start doing the same thing over and over again. So guess what? Your body's not going to respond to that the same way. First of all, you're not giving it the same love that you used to give it. Second, you're already stagnant at it. So what you want to do is break that monotony, right? And how you do it is really just breaking your training into little blocks.
So actually change the formatting of your workout routine.
Absolutely. There's so many different ways you can do this. Now, if you like doing the body part splits, and we can't tell you not to, then that's fine. Change the days of the week that you're working out. So say if you're doing chest every Monday, or if you're doing legs every Monday for you ladies.
Please stop doing chest every Monday, guys.
You know, if you're doing legs for the ladies on Monday, change it up a bit. You know what? It doesn't harm you to put your upper and your lower body together in your, say, an X block.
You know
Now,
how many people don't do that?
Right, for sure.
And
that
they're
is
so
one of the
scared doing
highest
that.
calorie burning things you can do. A
It
superset.
definitely is. Oh man, it's
Go from your
insane.
upper body to your lower body. Like, let's try this next time you go to the gym. Obviously warmed up. If you go and do your typical set of bench, and you do your typical set of squat. Now, say if it's 10 reps or 8 reps, do it one after the other before you even rest. Literally, give it your all in your bench, give 8, 10 reps, give it your all in your squat. I guarantee you're going to feel a lot different. And the things that start to happen in your body is different.
Yeah, your heart rate starts to elevate a little bit more. You're challenging a bit
Exactly.
more. Your core is involved now.
Yes.
Remember the blood flow from your up and down, from your upper body to lower body. That constant up and down, it's going to challenge you significantly.
That raises your heart rate significantly. You know, the one way is you can, yes, change your body parts around. Or the other ways you can do it is, what we often do here is obviously change the type of training overall together.
Yeah.
Now, you don't just start flipping and flopping and switching every month and become one of those people that go from P90X to CrossFit to yoga to, month after month. You got to stick to something. But what I'm saying is it has to make sense. And so let's just say one part of the year, you're off to go build your strength and your muscles and your, grow, right? So you go from bodybuilding type of workout, the bro split, call it.
bro split, yep.
And then maybe you're going to do a bit of compounds.
What are compounds?
Compounds like deadlift, squat, anything where it takes pretty much multi-joints and multi-muscles to lift maximal weight, usually done with low repetition.
Yep.
So you're really maximizing effort per lift.
For your example, it was the bro split first for how long?
How
long would you typically do
honestly,
it based on someone's
3 months? But
months.
within those 3 months, I would split that into half and change 2 different programs.
Okay, so you do like overall 3 months would be the bro split, but then within those 3 months, say for how long?
6 weeks.
6 weeks?
Within a 3-month block, you split that into 2. First part of it, you're gonna do your typical sets of 10. You can do whatever you were typically doing, your chest, your back, your legs, whatever it is, and then you go to your second block of 6 weeks. and start to change your repetitions up.
Yes.
Maybe change your exercises up.
Yeah.
Or at that point, you could change your body part days up,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Any,
I
any,
definitely like to change the exercises up as well in the second part, just because there's so many different exercises that one person could do. Obviously, it depends on the person's level of fitness. Usually getting somebody to do bench all the time for the next 12 weeks, a lot of times they don't like it, right? So even if you switched a barbell bench to a dumbbell bench or an incline, like these little things could
the
help
reason
too.
why I also encourage that, you're so right, is also the change of angles. So you're developing your body in various angles. Number one, and two, you're strengthening your body through various ranges of motion. So essentially, what you're building is not only a strong foundation, but you're building your body to move any direction with stimulation or some sort of stress on it, right?
Yes. Yes.
So meaning it could be a dumbbell, it could be a barbell, it could be a medicine ball, it could be a kettlebell, whatever it may be. You're teaching and training your body to move in different planes and directions, number one, and to be strong and flexible in every one of those directions.
Look, we just did a 3-month small periodization, and we already spoke to you guys about how many different things you could do within that. Because there's so many different ways that you could stimulate your body in so many angles and so many rep sets, all these little things. You should always be challenged. You should never feel like, oh my God, this is, the same workout, same boring routine for the next 6 months. If you're doing your thing for the last 4 to 6 months and you don't feel stimulated or challenged, that's your programming issue.
That's no question. Yeah,
There are
there's
so many different ways to train, and this is why I guess we've been doing so well with the way we train with people, is because we've built out a library over time, over all the years that we've been training.
Yeah.
We built out a library of how to train people differently. We've identified people when they physically look like they're overtrained, when their energy comes in and you're like, okay, you're overtraining, dude.
With that, it's not just about, hey, my body's tired today. Guys, you have to understand the difference and know the difference between I'm lazy tired today, like it's an excuse, or I'm exhausted. To say today's supposed to be a training day, and you wake up and you feel like absolute crap, low energy. I feel like I didn't even eat enough. I feel like I didn't get a good sleep.
I wouldn't do it, man.
Then the best thing for you to do, listen, and I just wouldn't do it.
You know what? I used to do it all the time. Like you said, there's a difference between feeling lazy and actually being fatigued. Like you hate life at the moment. You think of the weight and you just, I don't even want to get up out of bed.
So give me some signs of fatigue then, right? So give me some good signs of fatigue.
For me, when my fatigue, it feels like everything's like muffled a bit more, right? Your hearing is more muffled. You can't understand people as effectively or efficiently because you're so tired. Like you can't comprehend sentences sometimes. I don't know if you get that. I get really fucking tired sometimes.
Yeah, you know what? For me, yes, I become very irritable, and just when I even like attempt to start the workout, it's just not going. Like the drive isn't there. I can't connect to my body.
Yeah.
I'm not getting any sort of pump. I could barely start a sweat going or get the body warm, and you could just feel like it's out of sorts.
And you're thinking about other things too, other than the workout. That's what I noticed. Like I'm thinking of just random shit. I'm not even connected. And remember what we said, like being connected to your body, being connected to your workout, that's the most important thing. So if you feel so disconnected to your workout, maybe you should take that day and just rest. Sometimes you don't even know that you need a rest.
Yes.
Right? Your body isn't this. Your body is a machine, but your body isn't a rigid machine. It's the living thing that needs rest. The amount of sleep that you have is correlated with your energy and your mood, right? So if you're not feeling the workout, you're not even going to get the most out of it either, right? Sometimes actually when I am tired, I do maybe light cardio if I want to sweat that, if I need to sweat that day, right? I won't put myself in a position of danger, meaning put weights or whatnot, or strain my back because things are too heavy and I don't pay attention. I do light cardio, and that's it. That's for me. When I train, I want to go all in, not going balls to the wall all the time, but I mean, connect with my body. I want to flex. I want to be able to feel engaged in my workouts.
I'm coming back from a torn quad. I had a layout for about 6 to 8 weeks from a torn quadricep. Partially torn MCL. For those of you that don't know, that's the inside part of your knee, that ligament. And so I got back into working out about 3-4 weeks ago. And then I started training hard. And I've been training with Farshad in wrestling. And So one day I was like, man, you know what, dude? I hate to cancel on you, but I think I have to. My knee's feeling a little sore. I'm feeling a little, and I'm already doubting it. But then I go, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just go. Let's just go. He said, you know what? He said, for the fact that you already have it in your head about protecting your knee and your body is tired today, he goes, it's not going to go very well. Believe me.
Amen.
And it could actually end even worse than you think.
Yep.
So he goes, just take your day off. He goes, we can wrestle any other day. If you wrestle today, this could be one of the last times you wrestled. That gave me a perspective, because that even myself, like, and I'm telling people this now, even my coach had to be like, yo, I think you should just chill today, because you already have it in your head, right? So that's a big thing. If already in your mind, you're like, you know what, this workout isn't going to go very well, or I'm not very motivated to do this workout, that's probably how it's going to go.
Well, if you put it in perspective like this, there's a reason why in F1 races, there's a pit stop.
Right.
Right? There's scheduled pit stops, and sometimes they have to make emergency pit stops to make sure that the car doesn't get fucked up on the way.
Yeah.
So this is pretty much your emergency pit stop. Sometimes you have to take this rest.
Yes.
It will really mess up your immune system too if you don't, and sometimes it causes insomnia, which it did for me a lot of times. So mental health is a big part of this too. Like being mentally okay to say, time out, I'm going to rest. And it doesn't mean that you're weak. That one day is actually going to propel you more forward than it is holding you back.
A big thing is that, so people will be like, oh, but I trained legs yesterday. I'm going to train my chest today. I'm going to train my shoulders. And I'm going to just switch my body parts. Still not a good excuse, and still not good enough. You got to remember there's only one neurological system that fires your body. Neurological system is your brain, your spine, all the nerves that are involved. And that has to fire all day long. So the more you strain that, the more you're overloading your system. So regardless of whether you're switching body parts every single day and you're going to try and train 6 or 7 days a week, what you're doing is you're overstraining, overstressing your actual system, your neurological system, right?
Yeah.
You only have one. So the more you strain that, the more and remember, guys, it's not just the physical part you're going to feel, it's the mental part of it too, right?
So pro tip, what I usually do, I don't know if you do this, you probably do this too, is with my clients, my long-term clients, I usually put in a week there of low intensity shit. After a heavy or hard, 6 to 8 weeks that we're going hard, I do a transitional week usually, whether it's, maybe it's a little bit of boxing that week.
Yeah.
We're going to do a lot more, we're focusing more on mobility. We're going to do fine motor skills,
stretching,
fine movements.
yeah.
Something that it still engages them mentally and overall physically, but it doesn't put too much strain on the immune system and the cardiovascular system.
What's going to happen when you tear, and you're not giving it the time to actually grow and to repair, right? Essentially just causing damage to the body and more inflammation.
Yeah, talk to any old school bodybuilder, to anyone,
right.
even talk to, we all have injuries.
Right.
Your body gets messed up, man, and this is longevity. You're not here. You're in the gym because you love training. You love the feeling of working out. You're not there's no end game here, right?
On a chemical level, I just want to touch base on what actually happens to the body. So when you're overtrained and that neurological system is so overstressed, what you start to do is you release the hormone cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone, very bad for you. And what it does is it starts to actually create blockages in your body, create blockages from your blood flow, from your blood supply and your bloodstream to the muscles. It causes depression. It causes obviously appetite loss, insomnia, all kind of things. Guys, you have to think about it, and if you don't know much about it, I would suggest to learn a little bit more about your hormonal systems in your body, male and female, and the way they work. Because even just playing around with how those things are, or maximizing the use of those hormones in your own body, or the release of them, or for I could go deeper into this. Like for a female with their the timing of their menstrual cycle every single month. There's scientific ways to do this, and it doesn't take too much these days to learn a little bit about it. We have 2 naturopaths here that would tell you about that.
At the end of the day, this is supposed to be a positive thing. Don't go down that rabbit hole where it's starting to be a negative thing and you're starting to hate it. So you always want a positive association to this at the end of the day, right? So let's work out a plan for them, Christian. I know we gave them a lot of stuff already.
A lot.
Let's give them a plan for success.
Working out. So number one, working out 7 days a week is not your answer. Definitely not. I'm referring to a podcast I recently heard as well. Big up to Joe Rogan and Faraz Zahabi. This was an amazing thing. And Faraz Zahabi goes to say, do not redline your body at every session.
No.
About 70 to 80%, guys, and he even says it himself. He's GSP's trainer, one of the greatest fighters of all time. And he says, man, he goes, for training camp, yes, you redline your body, and that only lasts for a few weeks. You're not redlining your body at every workout, nor should you. You're killing your joints, man. You're killing your friggin' hormonal system, too. You're pushing the cortisol out of your system, which essentially you're blocking everything that you're undoing everything that you're doing to yourself, right?
Well, this is why we tell you guys, guys and girls who are doing our classes all the time, it doesn't make sense to do 3 classes or 2 classes in a row, okay? And this is why. Okay, yeah, it might be cool for the first week or first whatever, because you feel like you're doing something, but you're actually killing your body. Stop that. You don't need to do it. If you're going to do body blitz class or any class, CrossFit, whatever, it doesn't matter. Go in on that, but then give yourself a rest.
Yes.
Then maybe switch it up. I always tell people, don't do, just body blitz classes for, 6 to 8 weeks straight. You have to incorporate some strength training as well to kind of, rejuvenate your body.
Number 2, honestly, this is a big one. Say on a 5-day workout week, instead of, going hard all 5 days, I would take 2 of those days and do it at a lower intensity. You're not allowing the body to actually recover. And in recovering, your body actually gets back to a good functional state, which is what you want to be at.
You know what I do? I sometimes incorporate these days. I don't know if you do this, but I allow my body to flex throughout the movement. I do it nice and slow, controlled movements. And I do that maybe for a week. Anything I do, like squats, I want to feel my body throughout the negative. And then when I go back up, I want to feel it. So I neurologically, I think about the movement throughout the whole way and flex out as well. A lot of times when we push on a consistent basis for months, we forget that.
Yes.
We start getting into the habit of just moving shit.
Yeah.
And we disconnect now from what actually is supposed to happen, letting the muscle, hold that muscle weight down. Allow the muscle to push it forward.
That actually goes back to number 3, which is really being in tune with your body. It's listening to your body, being in tune with it when you're working out, feeling your reps where you're supposed to feel them in the muscles that you're working, or maybe getting in tune with your breathing if you're doing a very fast-paced workout, right? Or a long type of workout. Even listening to your body. If you're tired one day, just don't go. Don't go. Focus on healthy nutrition. Focus on rest and recovering that day. Number 4, do periodize your workouts. So we gave you a little bit of a breakdown what periodization is. You may contact us and ask us a little bit more. It's going to take some time to explain that one, because this way it gets you to change the type of training systems that you're using, the type of systems that you're triggering and you're activating in your body, and the type of muscles you're using, and it gets you to train in different ways, right?
So let's give them a few examples so they could have a takeaway.
You know what?
What would you like? Let's say one workout would be, say, the bro split.
So there's the bro split.
What else?
And then there's a compound.
Compound day.
We're hitting your T-bars, your deadlifts, your squats, your benches. So let's just say that's one program itself alone. You focus on those lifts, and on the alternate days, you do like a smaller body part day,
okay,
where you're focusing on the ancillary muscles. When I say which means it's your support muscles. After that, you want to lose a little bit of body fat. Let's speed it up. Let's start supersetting. Let's start circuiting.
Supersetting is one
going
workout
back from
one workout to another.
One exercise to another.
No rest.
No rest.
And it could be the same body part. Could be different body part.
It could be different body part.
Okay.
It could be one extremity, so upper to lower.
Yep.
And then after that, so say I start losing body fat like that already, right? So after that, for the next 6 weeks, I'm going to do a circuit style training.
What's a circuit style training?
So put 5 exercises. Take 5 exercises, maybe 1 body weight, 2 compound, and 2 with movement.
Okay.
So when I say movement, I mean some agility work, some footwork, some ladder work, some rope, side to side type of thing.
And word of caution when you do that, and I see this all the time, which trainers, you got to stop that shit. Stop with the constant pushing exercises. They'll kill your shoulder. For instance, I've seen so many people do push-ups and then shoulder press and then bench press, and that's not a circuit, man. You're gonna deteriorate your joints. You have
Yes.
the best benefit for a circuit is to do cross body, maybe do an upper lower
Think
or
your
a
body is an
push.
X.
You think your body is an X.
Boom,
Stop killing your
boom.
joints.
Essentially, we just give you 4 blocks in a year, right? 4 blocks. That's 4 6-week blocks, 4 8-week blocks. The blocks can last anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks. I don't suggest last any longer than that. 6 is usually a healthy medium for my clientele and myself. In 6 weeks, you'll allow the body to adapt, because that's what the first couple of weeks of a program does. Your body's adapting the first week or so. Then you actually allow yourself to get into the meat of the workout, which means you get at your strongest, you get at your highest peak in the workouts, you push yourself the hardest, say by week 5. By week 6 now, you're transitioning over almost into another type of workout split.
A week or two of play, meaning I could do a lot of band work, like resistant band work. Maybe I'll do some Muay Thai or boxing. Like, give yourself a week of play.
Yep.
If you feel, again, if you feel like you've been pushing yourself too hard and you're feeling more disconnected from the gym, you might want to try these different things. There's yoga, there's Pilates, there's there's cycling. Maybe you want to run. Right?
Things that might actually recover. You know what I mean? If you're a person that's usually on a bench or on a squat bar or on a leg press, doing a couple of days of cycling on an elliptical will actually help move around those toxins and those blockages, and it'll open up for fresh blood to come in. Fresh blood now is called muscle food, right? Fresh blood supply is what contains all the nutrients, the carbs, the protein, the fat. That is what's actually helping to recover your body. The toxins that are being built up in there, you want those to be moved out of the way. You got to change it up. And of course, that involves your brain too, your brain stimulus, right?
Yep.
So
it stimulates everything. It's always good to be open to other ways of training.
Going back to the mental aspect of things, that's number 5 on our list, is don't forget to enjoy the process. Don't forget the reasons why you started working out to begin with, and how much you enjoy to actually get away in the gym and to connect back to your body and to build your body, to build your mind. Keeping it fresh will allow you to do that again. It gives you a sense of relief, or to want to go and be active again. Don't be afraid to go from one type of workout to another, right?
Working out is a privilege, man.
Working out is a privilege. Moving your body is a
privilege.
And remember, there's more than one way of working out. It doesn't just mean you got to lift a bench press over your head, right? Or over your chest. That's not the only way of working out, guys.
No.
There's various ways of stimulating muscle and your actual neurological system in your body, rather than just sets and reps.
If you're feeling stuck and you feel like you're not being this is an opportunity to find other ways of training, which is a great thing.
Yes.
Once you explore these things, you're gonna love exploring more and more, because you're gonna be like, holy shit, I didn't know my body could do this. I didn't know it could move like this. What else can I do? And that's the greatest part, when you explore the capabilities of your actual body instead of just moving linearly or just doing one thing. Your life will change dramatically.
If you listen to what we have to say and really start to apply it into your own workouts, into your life, not only are you going to start to see results, but you're going to start enjoying your workouts again. And you're going to start to see, a massive difference in results, your drive, your body will start getting sore again, but maybe not in the same ways you're used to. And that's okay.
I know what we just told you is a lot. So if you have any questions, if you need help on structuring your workouts or what type of workouts that you need to add or take away from your routine, please email us at bts@strengthenyou.com. That's Bobby, Tara, Sandy at strength-u.com. We're here to help. My name is Carlo Valagase. This is Christian Alvarez.
If you actually got anything out of this, so number 1, I would suggest that you guys re-listen to this whole thing, because there's so much information, and take notes. And if you actually got anything out of this, share it with somebody you know.
Cheers.
Cheers.